Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 19 of our City Walk and Talk episode with yours truly, Dr. Rojo. Kamusta kayong lahat? I hope you were able to sleep well last night and yung araw na very productive. Kamusta na? Ano ang ini-envision nyo na mangyayari today? How do you plan on spending your morning or spending the whole day until nighttime? For our regular listeners, maraming salamat po for always tuning in. And I hope kahit pa paano, we've been able to improve our mornings since we started late January. Or for those na huli na sumabay, it's okay. We can always start from scratch, always renew, or pwedeng mag-backtrack. But all in all, we already have 19 episodes, including today. And I hope na something is improved, hindi lang sa ating physical aspect sa mga nagwo-walking na. And I learned na meron palang nagwo-walking na kahit hindi outdoors, kahit sa bahay lang nila or just around their home. And it's okay. What is important is for us to move because hindi natural para sa atin yung hindi gumalaw. So we have to move in any way we can because our physical na movement is very much connected sa kung ano yung nangyayari sa loob-loob natin. And that can really help a lot. Movement is very essential. Just like resting, anything too much is really damaging talaga. So that's once. I think there was one day already that we talked about homeostasis and balance in our lives, especially when it comes to our work, when it comes to... But balance is very much needed in everything. Even in food, di ba? Hindi lang puro kain, dapat may fasting din. Hindi na rin puro fasting, dapat may kain din. And when it comes to movement, hindi rin pwedeng OA kang nagbabike ka na lang whole day o tumatakbo ka buong araw. There should be enough time to rest. In fact, hindi naman kailangan na ganun lang talaga yung exercise na gagawin mo araw-araw. 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 times a week is already enough. And if it's resistance training, yung very high intensity interval trainings, it can be as low as 4 minutes if you do it daily, 10 minutes if you do it like 5 times a day, or even just 3 days a week if you do it for 15 minutes. So you see, hindi yan ganun ka time consuming. We just need to add it to our system. If I hear this say myself years ago, baka hindi ko ito paniwalaan. Although I always knew how movement and exercise can really improve us. Pero for the last 3 decades of my existence sa mundo, never ako nagkaroon ng that final push to really do it. And hinayaan ko lang. I always listen to my inner voice. And for the longest time, yung inner voice ko, ayaw pa talaga niyang gumalaw. So I just waited for certain things to happen. Sometimes, as much as we want to control what's happening, what's going to happen, may mga panahon talaga na you just have to let go and trust kung kailan ito darating for you. I believe that when things are meant to be, it will be. It will happen. There are factors, of course, na you have to do your part. Hindi yung pwedeng hahayaan mo lang na kung ano lang yung mangyari, ayan na lang yung gagawin o maghihintay na lang. There's an active component that you should do yourself. Sometimes, as much as I want to say na I am already very much in tune with my inner voice, minsan nagkakamali pa rin ako. So, instead of listening to that, na wag kong gawin to, sometimes I go around and ginagawa ko pala rin. And then it ended up as not really the best thing to do. So, I think I really need to trust more myself on the initial things that we have to do. Pero, we also have to have that ear. Yun yung sabi ng friend ko before. Everybody has ears and they have the aparatus na naka-embed sa kanilang ulo, sa kanilang tenga para makarinig. Yes, we can hear, makakarinig tayo, but sometimes we don't really actually listen. Yung totoong na nakikita natin, na i-internalize natin what the others are saying beyond words. So, it's the listening part na hindi lang nagagawa ng sound, but it's hearing and listening to everything that is important. Just like yung example ko lang, no? When you try to do something, di ba? Hindi tayo super passive lang. If you want something, you have to work for it. However, if many times you tried at parang hindi talaga, like it's really stopping you, parang maraming balakid, maybe it's time to take a pause and consider na baka hindi talaga yon. It may be for you, but maybe not yet that time. And sometimes you just have to trust the process. Yung counter thesis lang dito is, what if sina-challenge ka lang daw? And attempts are just like practice or roads to success. Na yung mga greatest invention, like sino yun sila, Thomas Edison, marami sila, yung mga famous inventors, na they failed for 100 times, 99 times, and they succeeded on their 100th attempt. And if they stop at 99, they won't be able to discover anything. So that's also the value of persistence. And I think one thing that we have to harness, kasi these things are skills eh. Merong mga iba, just like dancing, na merong mga taong natural sa kanila to move gracefully, na it's very, very easy for them. It's like second nature nila. The way they move, para na silang sumasayaw. It's also like that in these things. There are empaths, people who just can normally, naturally connect to others without effort. And there are also those who are like very much spiritual, na they can easily see which is the wrong path, which is the good path, which things you should do, even if wala kang rational na reason behind it. You just feel na eto yung tama. If we experience so much in life, if meron tayong napagdaanan ng mga heartaches, we've faced a lot of troubles, challenges, and we weren't not able to be successful in many things. Minsan, it provides us with the trauma. Nagkakaroon tayo ng mga takot, fears, anxiety. Now, we just settle na lang to what is there. Tinanggap na lang natin. And we stop listening to our inner voices. The sad part is you are actually limiting your potential. You are also limiting your happiness. You are just going to limit kung ano man yung possible way for you to have lived fully. Whenever we are faced with challenges and maraming failures, those are opportunities for us to look back, to take a step back and see it differently. Because it's okay to commit mistake, but what is not okay is to commit the same mistake over and over again. If pang 99 times mo na, you are seeing different outcomes, meron lang kakaunting alterations, and still the same process, the same failure, it could be that you didn't really analyze first kung saan ka nagkamali in research. The most important basis of scientific inquiry is to know the problem. Number one yan, kahit saan pa. We studied that, I think, as early as high school. And then it became more complex. Mas naging complicated na ang mga scientific questions. But it will always start with knowing what is the problem first. If you just focus on the outcome, puro lang outcome, at nakita mo lang puro lang mali, and then you try to address again, you won't ever be very successful. Yes, may mga times na you can be lucky. Uy, natsambahan. Parang okay yung result ngayon. But the next time around, you are not sure if you will be successful again. Because, in the first place, hindi mo ina-analyze muna kung ano talaga yung problema. Maybe it's deeper than what you just see. For example, with weight loss journey, sobrang dami nang nag-try ng mga iba't ibang diet, sobra-sobra na yung kanilang exercise, halos hindi na sila kumakain, crackers na lang ng crackers, nagka-calorie deficit, and yet, after a while, hindi pa rin. Noon, nakita nila ng low carb, nag-keto, and then it works. And then they're happy. But after a while, bumalik na naman. And why is that? Maybe because they considered diet in the first place as just a temporary fix. Because the problem from the very start is maybe not just the food that you're eating, but really your mindset towards food. Kasi baka kahit successful ka pa sa diet plan mo, but your mindset is just, this diet can fix you and everything will be better after this. That's wrong. Because for all you know, you are having poor health because your normal food choices and lifestyle is really poor also. Kaya nga lang, from time to time, para kang nagbabakasyon lang from that poor eating habits. And when you had a vacation from that poor eating habits, para ka lang nag-detox, ginawa mo lang pang detox yung natural, supposedly the normal way, the healthy way of eating, then you will always go back. That is just in food. But when it comes to healing, sometimes the root cause is even deeper. Minsan ingrained ito with childhood trauma, with heartaches, with insecurities. And we just have to see na hindi lang puro pagkain yung solusyon. It's really healing yourself from within. What is just good though when it comes to proper nutrition is you also heal your brain. Because once you heal your brain, it is easier to process the traumas, the fears, the anxiety, the psychological problems that you've had, as compared to eating still the wrong foods. Like if you keep on eating sugar and carbs, it is never sustainable because while you are losing weight, you're also making your brain more addictive to another item, which is sugar. So that's why it is not sustainable. And of course, when it comes to habits, we have to try to remove yung mga habits that we can be very dependent on. If meron man tayong maging habit na parang malalagay na talaga sa ating system, it better be the habits that are at least healthier. So, for example, if you are a happy eater, and emotional eater, kasi hindi pa mawala sa system mo yon, at least you eat low carb, the less damaging one. Because if you will be dependent on something that is unhealthy, it's double the trouble. Like, you always look for alcohol or cannot let go of your cigarettes or other habits, gambling, and other vices na alam mo hindi healthy for you and for the people you care about. So, one way to improve is to assess where you went wrong and try to learn from that. Kailangan scrutinize talaga natin para hindi tayo magkamali ng paulit-ulit lang. We are creatures of habits, tayo mga tao. So, it's really expected na we get to experience the same kind of cycles of experience each time, even in how we deal with relationships with people. Like sabi nga nila, we each have our own parang life story that we make into a pattern. Nag-iiba lang yung mga tao doon, yung mga characters. Nag-iiba yung specific na parang role that those people that are playing. But the roles they play in your life are still the same. So if you want something way better, a lot better, something different, then maybe you have to consider something drastic as well. Na sobrang totally ibang-iba sa nakasanayan mo. If you want to experience something else. But of course, if you've already surpassed that, tapos ka na sa phase na yun, and you are now just savoring each day, kasama yung mga mahal mo sa buhay. Every day you are practicing gratitude. You are listing down the things that you appreciate. Then eventually, that kind of practice, yun yung makaka-replace ng mga negative practices natin. And you will see na the usual things na nakakasira sa atin, the fears, the traumas, the anxiety, it will all eventually fade away. Among people who even don't believe in God, even them, they believe in prayer. So, alam niyo ba kung ano yung prayer na pinapaniwalaan nila? It's the prayer of gratitude. It's the prayer of giving thanks. Because yun yung purest form of prayer na wala talagang kahit anong mali. When you give thanks, you just fill yourself with all things positive. So, it's like an ultimate answer na nakakaligtaan natin parati. And it may sound simple, but for others who are battling a very devastating battle. Meron silang experiences like nasunugan, nawala ng trabaho, namatayan ng asawa. Those things can be very, very depressing. At sobrang hirap magpasalamat, makahanap ng strength to find something you'd still be thankful for sa mga panahon na yun. I don't wish anyone to experience anything negative, but as we move on with life, we have to be prepared na meron at merong darating na mga panahon na yun. And when that time comes, I hope you find the courage to give thanks. Magpasalamat pa rin. That painful experience actually isa yon sa mga magbibigay sa'yo ng strength to be stronger after. Or the lessons that you've learned from that experience, you can share to your loved ones later on para hindi na nilang experience yon. At the same time, if we've lost someone, we still give thanks sa panahon that they've been with us, that they've put meaning sa ating buhay. They've provided us with memories na will always be part of us. Every people we meet in this lifetime, they leave traces sa atin. They are always part of us. At kahit pa sabihin mo pang kalimutan mo na sila, you cannot just actually do so. You may forget the name, the specific name of a person, yung itsura nila, pwede mong makalimutan. But the impact that they made in your life will always stay with you. So, I always imagine myself na people, as we live, para tayong mga puzzle na merong mga marks na in our body, na parang mga puzzle marks. And then, as we meet, as we encounter people, as we experience more, kung merong part na yon na that is already in you, para siyang nafe-fill in. Or it's more on like, para siyang puzzle but it's in draft pa lang. Wala pa siyang kulay. And then, when you get to experience them, either from others or from your own self-experimentation or from learnings, from different courses, learning platforms, yung area na yun ng buhay ninyo, ng katawan ninyo, it's being darkened para siya nagkakaroon na ng kulay. So, if you think of it that way, totoo that we are all born complete. We are already complete in ourselves. But why do we need to open up ourselves to others? Bakit hindi pwedeng mabuhay lang tayo ng tayo lang talaga? We value solitude, but there is always essence in sharing a life with people, with family, with friends. Kasi nga, social beings tayo, di ba? With a loved one, with a partner. Bakit meron tayong natural yearning to be with another person? It's because as much as we are complete on our own, individually, but it's our experiences with the outside world that will actually highlight and give color and give vibrance and give more meaning sa kung ano na talaga tayo. So that's why it is natural for us to like people that are somewhat like us. Yung someone na we can connect, someone we can relate to. And if you see na you can relate to that person, that they are way above you, so it's not like hindi kayo pareho. But since you have this basic na relatableness, parang nakaka-relate kayo, then it's actually okay because you are actually seeing your possible future potential. You can be like that also. And hindi ito a concept ng gaya-gaya. It's evolution that we try to mimic others that we admire, that we look up to. And it's a natural and beautiful part of evolution, of how we evolve to want to be better. So if you have people you look up to, it's okay. You are lucky you were able to find inspiration. Because alam niyo ba, there are other people who sometimes they are maybe hindi natin alam kung ano yung pinagdaanan din nila, but they are too proud to look up to others. And when you are too proud to look up to others, yung kung feeling mo ikaw na ang pinaka sa lahat, then what else is there to do? What else is there to improve? And that poses a risk for stagnation. So sayang. And when there's no more growth, there's just stagnation. Our capacity to improve, to evolve, our chance to experience another kind of bliss, another kind of euphoria, yung mga flavors of the world na hindi pa natin natikman when it comes to experiences, when it comes to emotions, then we limit that. So one key factor, as always, as what we always emphasize is we can start with gratitude. We just try to look for those things na pasasalamatan natin. And when we focus on that, you can see all of these other opportunities just presenting themselves, just opening up. And when you have that rest and break and silence on your own, you will easily know what to do. And trust yourself. If hindi man kayo nabigyan ng confidence whenever you decide before growing up, this time you give yourself that boost of confidence. You give yourself that sense of trust. Na you are now in a safe place. You can do whatever you want. And wala nang fears, wala nang anxiety. Only you can control your own body, your own experiences. Ikaw lang. Even if you say you are bound by your responsibilities, kaya nare-limit mo yung mga gagawin mo sa buhay, no? You just allow them to control you. But if you remember that it's you who allowed them, kahit pa pareho yung gagawin mo, it's gonna be different because you are now seeing that you are in control. So trust yourself and don't be afraid. Mapababae man o lalaki, remember that we are all connected beings. Pareho lang tayong lahat. We are all the same. We are just having different layers of experiences. Parang nagkakaiba lang yung stages na pinagdadaanan natin. But we are forever in a journey. So we are all the same. Pareho lang tayo. And don't be afraid. For women, don't be ever afraid to show your strength, to show your masculine side. And also, don't be ashamed to be girly, to be emotional, to be what you really are, a feminine creature. And for males, sa mga lalaki naman, hindi kailangan always masculine. Hindi kailangan i-hide nyo yung emotions nyo the whole time. You man up. But always know that as beings, we experience emotions as well. So, hindi pwedeng ililimit lang natin yun just because of our gender identity. We are emotional beings. We are intellectual beings and we are free to maximize our potential, our individual na mastery na kailangan tayo maging master ng ating sarili. And we can do that. We can tap that inner strengths natin if we don't limit ourselves. Alam niyo ba na merong isang klase ng meditation that you are allowed to shout na when you breathe in, and then after cycles of breathe in and breathing out, when you breathe in, malalim. And then when you breathe out, parang merong sound like, or pwede mong isigaw. And that like is like shouting meditation. It will actually release all the tension in your body. So if you feel like sometimes sobrang dami na kayong dinadala na medyo mabigat, try to go out. Pumunta kayo sa bukid o sa dagat or sa gilid ng EDSA, yung sobrang ingay, and you can shout there. So that is actually releasing all the tension, and you can see easily. And after that, you can shake your body. Just like kung paano sinishake ng mga alaga ninyong aso at pusa, yung kanilang sarili, after a fight, after doing something, they shake it up because it's leaving negative energy behind. So you try to leave them behind and you move on and you will see yourself lightening up. And when you have the needed rest, the needed sleep, the needed sunshine, the needed right food, and you also unburden yourself with negative energies, you make yourself available for the good things, for the blessings to come in. And it will be a beautiful flow sa ating buhay. Thank you, Nick Hill, Maria Clara, Jenilyn, Anna Maria, Elna, Venus, Alma, Mary, Rochelle, and many, many more for being with us today. I don't know. How long na ba tayo? Just know that every day, everything that you need is already within your reach. Kung meron man tayong sinastrive to have to do better, it's just a bonus. It's just an add-on. But every day, you are already enough. Lahat ng kailangan mo, you can already find within yourself. You can already provide for yourself. And all the other things that we strive to do is just a bonus. So another day in our life is another day to be thankful for. And I hope you never lose sight of what is essential and you always give yourself that trust and confidence na kayang-kaya nyo. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And you are enough and you can be contented at any point in your life na kahit pa anong oras tayong mawala, we can just let go and be happy and still say thank you for the life that I live. Don't worry, we will still be here tomorrow for our daily city walk and talk na kung ano-ano lang will depend. I'll watch a movie soon. Kwentohan ko na naman kayo kung anong next movie na papanoorin ko. So I think that's it. I've already reached 6-kilometer walk today. And meron pa tayong mga 1 to 2 kilometers on our way back. And I think I'm getting used to this morning walk. And no, it's not for weight loss. Kung meron man, it's weight gain. But good thing, it's muscle gain. Something new to me. And I welcome something new as long as it is something better. And I wish the same for you. May you always have whatever it is that you're looking for. And may you always realize na kung ano yung ating hinahanap are mostly right within us, are already in us. Hindi lang nga natin nakikita. So, value it, cherish it, and cultivate it. And I hope that you get to live your life today. Yung sabi natin, we learn, we experience as if we are living forever. The way we learn new things as if mabubuhay tayo ng immortal. Yet, we also live as if naman it's our last day. So how do you want to spend it with? So I think I'm gonna spend it maximizing what I can do today so that if ever mawala ako bigla, I'll have something to leave behind to the people that I love. And I make sure that I let them know how much I love them, how much I value them. And you are a part of this love. That's why in our morning city walk and talk, we take our time to share with you kung ano man yung mga bagay-bagay na we think can at least somewhat impart to you even just little piece of positivity to help you in whatever it is that you are going through right now. And we'll put it on record so that, alay nyo, kung sino man ang makakarinig nito by chance in the future, I think it's meant to be. So know that you are enough. You have the capacity to do whatever it is that you want to do. We are social beings. We love people. And if they give vibrance and meaning to our lives, but solitude and listening to our inner voice is also equally important. So maraming salamat everyone. May you be able to have a productive day today. I'll see you in our next City Walk and Talk or in our another video for our low carb and fasting community. And for those who have questions, we do regular live Q&A, especially sa merong mga personal concerns when it comes to their low carb journey and fasting journey. We do that in our private groups. Yung sa ating LCF Masterclass group every Sunday, 12 noon, basta't wala tayong trabaho. So maraming salamat po. Have a great day everyone. Till next time. Goodbye.